Today we're making homemade fettuccine. Begin with your mise en place: flour, eggs, water, and salt. Make a well in the center of your flour and then combine your eggs, water, and salt. Mix a little bit and add it to the well of your flour. Begin to stir your egg mixture and incorporate a little flour as you go. Continue mixing until your dough forms. Once you can no longer mix it with your fork, go ahead and scrape off your fork and continue to knead it by hand. Once you can no longer do this in the bowl, go ahead and place it on the countertop. Dust your counter with a little bit of flour and continue to knead your dough until it is no longer sticky. As you knead in more flour, your dough will become more firm and less sticky, and that's what you're looking for. Divide your dough into 4 pieces. You can use a bench scraper to cut them or use a knife. Flatten your dough, and if it's sticky at all, go ahead and dust it with a little bit of flour. Keep your flour ready to go so that you can use it and dust it in between. You're going to set your pasta machine at the widest setting. For the one I'm using, it's at 0. You're going to fold it, pass it through at that widest setting, and then fold it back into itself and pass it through about 3 times. And then you're going to turn your knob to the next setting, which on this one is 1, and pass it through once for each additional number. Each time you increase that number, it becomes thinner and thinner, and you will end up with a piece of dough that's about 4 inches wide and 36 or so inches long. As you're rolling out your dough, it will also get sticky at times. So you want to dust it with flour in between each time you pass it if you need to pass it on another number. If you don't dust it with flour at this point, it will get longer and longer and stickier, and it tends to stick to itself as you roll it through your rollers, and we don't want it to stick to itself. Once you get to about number 6 or 7, you're going to stop rolling it and you're going to cut your dough so that they're in manageable pieces so that you can cut them in the fettuccine noodles. Continue to roll out all of your dough until it is all rolled out. Once all of your dough is rolled out, you're going to cut each section into those fettuccine noodles. Boil a pot of water with about a tablespoon of salt and then add your noodles to the pot. You're going to stir it gently for about 2 to 3 minutes. You're going to let this cook until your pasta is cooked, and it does not take very long at all. You'll see it rises a little bit more as they continue to cook, but those noodles cook super fast and you do not want to overcook them. You can test it after about 1.5 to 2 minutes to see if those noodles are done, and then you are going to drain them and put the noodles back in your pot of water. Before you drain them, you want to reserve about a cup of water. That pasta water will help prevent any of those noodles from sticking together. So at this point, you can add a little bit of pasta water if your noodles are sticking. But then you'll add your Alfredo sauce and serve. You can serve this with tomatoes, with chicken. Enjoy!